let me go ahead and teach you about the enum class. So enum, it's simply a class which allows you to represent a group of constants. So right here you see that we have 7 plus, and basically we have a bunch of constants that we can determine from the iPhone model. So we've got iPhone 7, 7 plus, 8, 10, 10 plus, 11, so on and so forth, right? So what we can do is, instead of having the model as a string, right, because here I could simply say lol, right, and this is not a valid model. So what we can do is simply create, so let me actually go ahead and create a new class. So I've just pressed Control Enter, or you can right click and then say class, and right here simply say iPhone and then models. Now here you see that we have the type of enum, so select that, and I've got a typo there, so Shift F6 and then iPhone, oops, just like that. And now what I can do is simply define the actual models. So here the enums, they work as follow. So I can say iPhone and then 7 and then plus. So this is now my constant. I can also have a comma and then iPhone and then 7, and then just for the sake of it, let's have iPhone and then X, right? But you get a point. So you can actually have all the iPhone models in this class. Now let's go back to the iPhone class, and here instead of string, let's change this data type to be the iPhone and then model. So it shouldn't be models, it should be model. So let me just rename that to model, just like that. I've just pressed Shift and then F6, and now this is iPhone model. Now here I also need to change this from a string to iPhone and then model, and also I need to change the actual string here, so iPhone model, just like that. Let me grab this, the same here and then here, so we no longer return a string, and here we no longer pass a string, and there you have it. So now we have fixed this class. Now let me go back to the class where I've got the main method. So now you see that lol is no longer allowed in here, which means that I can simply pass one of these values, iPhone 7, iPhone 7 plus, iPhone X, and then you have the value of, right? So basically you can see that we only have these three options to choose from. So iPhone 7 plus, and there we go. So if I put this on a new line, you can see that now if I run this program, you can see that the model is iPhone 7 plus. Another thing that you could do with these enums is, for example, if you want to have the actual string representation of this constant right here, you can do as follow. So here, let me simply go back to iPhone model, and what we're going to do here is simply have a constructor. So we can also have a constructor and a field. So let me simply say private, or actually I need to end this with semicolon, and then private, and then string, and then model, and I'm going to add this to constructor. So iPhone and then model, and then this takes a string and then model, and again this dot model. So it's the same thing that we did with classes, equals to model, and let's have a way of us getting the actual model. So get and then model, and here you can see that now we have some errors, and this is because now we need to pass the actual string representation. So here I can say iPhone and then space 7 and then plus. The same here. So let me simply within parentheses, oops, just like that. This is iPhone 7, and then here this is iPhone and then X, and there you have it. Now I can go back here, and if I want to get the actual model as the actual string representation, I can simply say south and then iPhone 7 plus dot and then get model. And if I expand this and if I run this, I just want you to see first what we get. There we go. We have this constant, but now if I duplicate this, I want you to see side by side. I can now say dot and then get model. And maybe the name there is incorrect, so let's just run this and see. So there you go, iPhone 7. This is the actual string representation. And let's actually change this from model and then string. So I'm just going to press shift and then F6 and then str for string, and then yes, refactor everything, and then the parameter as well, okay, and then this rename all these variables. And if I go back, you can see that it also changed this. So this is the power of IntelliJ. So there you have it. So this is how you use enums. So another example is, for example, you could have let's say that you want to represent the actual gender, right? So Java class gender, this would be enum, and then you can say male and female, right? So these are constants. So this is what enums are used for. If you have any questions on enums, drop me a message. Otherwise, let's move on.